Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Catch, and today we're going to start a new journal. And I know I've already done some stuff to this. This was one of those Amazon packages with the little foam dots in between. And when I cut it, you know, you could see the little foam dots through the side. So I took some of the Amazon packing paper, the thin Kraft paper, and I just wrapped it around all the edges, you know, in pieces, just folded it over to wrap it around so that you couldn't see the foam anymore. Then I took some stencils, and I know it's going to be hard to see because of, you know, it's all white. But I used some modeling paste, which, where did I set that? I have this kind of modeling paste that I used. Let that dry. See, I knew it would just take forever for all this to dry. And then I just did a coat of gesso over the entire thing. And I didn't, you know, like, these aren't the greatest use of the modeling paste with the stencils. Like, it's not perfect, but that's not what I'm worried about. I just wanted texture, and I just wanted, like, maybe something a little bit floral, because we're going to start doing the journal that I made this type of ephemera for. I have a few different pieces of this type of ephemera. Let's see. I have this and these. I don't have a ton, but I have some, and I wanted to do something with these pieces. And then the piece that we made together the last week. It is here, this one. So I'm thinking this might end up on the cover after we do some other things. But along the vein of these that we did together yesterday, I'm going to do something to this cover. Probably not with these dark colors. There'll be a little bit of black because I'm going to do the stamp again because I like that. But not as dark of colors, and not the kind of yellowy. I want more of that pink and that greenish blue. I mean, like, this kind of color is fine. But anyways, so along those lines. Oh, and these are a freebie in the description box below this video. I turned them into a freebie. Carol Laws was saying she wanted to play with them, so I went ahead and turned them into a freebie. So if you're interested, they're in the description box. The only thing that I ask is please click the like button, the thumbs up, because that really does help my videos. And so, yeah, if you grab one of the freebies, just click the like and voila, you're done. I mean, obviously you have to download it and all that. Clicking the like button isn't going to download it onto your computer. And I'm just saying that because sometimes, you know, that's confusing. So anyways, it's in the description box of the video. All right. So we're just going to play around with this, much like we did that paper. It does have the texture bits, obviously. So, you know, it's going to turn out a little bit different. I have speckled egg and picked raspberry. So that's kind of what I'm going to play with here and just see what we get. And if it's a disaster, well, I guess, you know, I have more packing, so I'll just have to redo it or whatever. I think we can probably save it, if anything, so I don't think it will be that big of an issue. But I just want some of those kind of colors on this. And I thought the best way to do it would probably be this way. And I'll still glue things onto it, probably. I say probably because I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just playing around and seeing what I get. I really want it to get kind of in these little cracks in here. So yeah, I might be a little quiet doing this only because a lot of this stuff is also new to me. Doing a lot of these mixed media things with paints and colors and all that. So don't feel like you can't do it because you don't do it all the time. I don't do this stuff all the time either. I mean, I am doing it more and more because I'm enjoying it. But you definitely don't have to, you don't have to do any of this. This is just what I feel like doing right now. And you might like get one idea and be like, yeah, I like that idea and I'll do that. And none of the other parts. And that's totally fine too. I did this paint the same way that I did yesterday on those papers. I used the pickled, or I always want to call it pickled, picked raspberry and gesso, and I just mixed it up, and then I'll add more gesso to make it lighter and lighter, because we are going to do a what do you call it, swatch, paint swatch, because I think that'll be fun. And I'm going to do some stuff to the front, but I'm mostly worrying about the back, because we're going to do like a collage on the front using that piece that I was talking about. So I'm not worried a whole lot about what goes on the front necessarily, as much as like the back. I have no clue what I'm going to do on the inside. This just came to me last night. I know I did those papers, but that wasn't like an intentional thing. That was just me playing, but it, you know, kind of got me going and inspired me to do this. And this paintbrush isn't the greatest for this project. I need more of a square one. This will work. So yeah, that is kind of the deal. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing good. We have a little sunshine finally. I woke up this morning to total fog. It was like, what is even happening? But yeah, so I walked on my treadmill because I'm like, I'm not going out in that. But yeah, weird, just weird to wake up to that this time of the year. It's very normal in like January. I mean, I guess we are still at March, but we've just had nice weather, so it makes me think we're further along in the year. But yeah, it's very normal for us to get fog in January, but not so much this time of the year. So I don't know, it's just weird. Oh, did I not put any? I didn't put any water in my little pot. I might have to pause and go do that. Do you hate it when your brain doesn't function properly? I do, and it does it a lot. It malfunctions a lot. We had a good weekend. I hope you guys had a good one. We had the kids over for corned beef and cabbage, because, well, we all love that here. And cleaned out their closets, because there was still stuff in there from when they lived here. You know how they do. They move out to go to college, and they don't take every single thing because they live in dorms or whatever. They just don't have the room. Plus, a lot of it is, you know, stuff from when they were littler kids, and what do you do with it? And so, yeah, we ended up donating a lot of stuff. Our whole garage is full of stuff to donate. Got lots of garbage. But it was a lot of fun, because it was like memory lane. Theron was particularly funny. I'm going to have to pause because I got to get some water, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, but he used to be like, we would go through, you know, stuff when they were younger, and he'd be like, yeah, get rid of it. Yeah, donate it, whatever. He just not very, not near as sentimental as his sister. And so I thought he would be done really fast, but he kept finding things and going through them, and we were laughing, and I don't know, but it was just funny because there was some stuff that he's like, I don't know if I can get rid of it. It's like, well, you don't have to get rid of it right now. I'm just trying to get, well, the big thing was getting the floors, you know, everything off the floors, and obviously getting rid of stuff that clearly they don't want. That was easy, but he was funny because he normally is just like, yeah, whatever. But as he's gotten older, I guess he's gotten more sentimental. But yeah, we had a lovely corned beef and cabbage dinner after doing all that work, and we were all starving. Because eventually we'll get the floors done. I have no idea yet when we're going to do that, but just getting stuff ready. As you do. That sounds like a nightmare. Okay, so we'll kind of go around that like we did those other pages. I think for the roses, I'm going to use some of this sprayed. And I might even not worry about it getting like up there. I don't want a ton because I just kind of want to do them like I did that with some color. Oh, I need to stamp. I keep forgetting that I need to do that like first, not last. Just want to bring some of this in here more. I really like the Tim Holtz Distress Oxides because these are bright colors, but they also, I don't know, they'll lend themselves to a little more of an antique feel, I feel like. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel about it. Okay, before I do those ones over there, over here, I'm going to do a little stamping. So this, as you can see, is a big difference from what we were doing yesterday. Because the colors, right? And not having as much of the dark and all that. It's just a different look, but, you know, very similar. Okay, what did I do with this? My stamp pad and my stamp. I might stamp this off once, just so it's not kind of so dark. But yeah, just a little bit here and there. I might have to add more after everything dries. Okay, I just wanted a little, and then I can add more later. Oh yeah, there's another one up there. I'm just going to do that. And I will be adding like a little distress, like vintage photo to it. This is distress, but you know what I mean. This was a stamp that was in my Etsy shop. It's not there anymore because I can't, or not a stamp, stencil. Can't cut stencils on the other machine we have. We have not figured out the settings for that, and it's very aggravating. But I just can't get it to work right. So, unfortunately, I don't have these stencils anymore for sale. It just wants, our new one just wants to melt the Mylar, which is what you use to make the stencils. So that's clearly not very effective. So anyway, that's not gonna work now. I might have to get that dry and then come back. See if I can add a little of this up here. And then a little bit down here. And that's, this is permanent ink. So, luckily. I don't want to cover up all of those. Okay, I'm going to get this dry, and then we're going to do other things. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So it's very bright. I mean, compared to what I think I want. Because if you put this on here, you can see that's much more antiqued. So we're going to play with that. But okay, so I think what I'm going to do is use some of my Distress Oxide here, or not Oxide, ink, Distress ink, because I don't want, you know, I don't want it to oxidize. Words are escaping me is so bad. And I'm just going real light, and then I'm going to spritz it a little bit. Oh, see? That is the only thing about those I do not like. I smeared the picked raspberry splotches. I thought they were dry because they felt dry. But, so that doesn't make me ecstatic. So what I'll probably end up doing is spraying this with some kind of fixative. I think I've got some in the garage. Because the the oxides can be very, the sprays are easily like wiped around and moved around. Okay, and then I'm gonna just gently, let's go a little more over here. They're fine with the gesso. That one wasn't all the way dry. But when you have them on their own, they definitely can move around. Oh, I need to say hugs and blessings. Oh, and I need to say a huge super thank you to Susan J. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the super thanks. I really, really appreciate that. If you're wondering what a super thanks is, it's like giving me a tip, for lack of a better, I don't know what else, how other to say it, and I very much appreciate that. Very kind of you, so thank you. And you do that by clicking on the heart that's below the video. There's a whole line of like the thumbs up, and there's a whole bar you can hype along there, all those things. And the heart is the super thanks one. And I also need to say hugs and blessings to Annie, Paper Chicken, Susan, a different Susan, Roseanne, and Yvonne. I've got multiples of a lot of your names, which is so cool. So, love you all. And welcome to new subscribers. I've got quite a few of those. And welcome back to those of you who've been with me for a long time or a short time. Whatever amount of time. I do appreciate you all very, very much. Because I do know I couldn't do this job if it wasn't for you guys. So I thank you. Okay, I'm going to have to pause and get this dry again. This is the only thing when you're doing these mixed media things. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I have it dry. Or mostly anyway. And I do think that helped as far as it needed a little bit of grunging. So we did that. Yeah, it's still a little cool, so it's a little damp, but I think think I can do these over here. A little. So obviously, if you're doing this, you want to get your piece dry entirely. That's going to give you the best results for it. That one's still a little damp down there. Asymmetric writing. Okay, and then we might add a few other little pieces, bits and pieces, just because of color. Oh, I did want to add just a little bit more of this. Set this back over here or I'll lose it. I think I might just add some little like bits and pieces. I'm wondering if this one's going to work with that. It's got kind of a red on the background, but I think it'll be all right. Oops, not that. I'm going to use some liquid glue because it's going on this cover. I want to make sure that it'll stick down well. And of course, you can use a matte medium or something like that. I'm going to use a fixative because of the pink, something I can spray. Because I'm afraid if I use a liquid, then just everything's going to turn into a purple disaster that I don't really want. Because when you brush over the top of these, they are going to move around. And I don't want that. Especially the color of this piece. There aren't a lot of free spaces, and again, over here we're going to have a collage, so I don't need a ton. I'll probably go over these with a little bit of gesso, just to help them melt into the background a little more. I think I'll turn it this way. And I put a lot of glue on there because I'm trying to make sure we get all our edges stuck down really well. And this ledger was gifted to me, so I don't know, you know, like where it came from. I have found sometimes ledgers at antique stores. They are hard to find, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you can buy pages on Etsy. Just gotta, you know, go do a search for vintage ledger and see if you can find anything. This will help give it that old coloration as well. Sewing tissue is another great thing because you can usually find them fairly inexpensively around. And it's kind of transparent, you know, so. Yeah, it's fairly warm. It is weird. I mean, cloudy's not weird. It's just the fog that was weird this morning. Just was not expecting it. When it's frosty and all that, then I definitely expect it, but... I was so happy when we went into Costco the other day and they had corned beef. Oh, yeah. Because if I can give you any hints, I don't know about other parts of the country, but out west where we're at, Costco has the best, by far, corned beef. Every place else, it has too much fat, and I don't like that. We got such a good one. The kids were very excited because they haven't had it in a long time. So I gotta go get another one before they're out of season again. Okay. So like I said, I think I'm gonna use a little gesso on that just to try to get it pushed back a little into the background. And I'm going to use this, that's a stencil brush, but I like it because it's all kind of ratty, you know, it's not a smooth, it does a good dry brush kind of thing. I'm going to stick, this will also help it stick. And we might get some of the color, which that's okay. I might even steal a little of the color out of the tray here. Let's see. That old ink went awry. That's okay. Just add to that whole. I put a little bit of the dots. Oops. Let's close this. We're gonna have a very colorful vintage photo if we're not careful. Don't want a ton. Like I said, I don't want to change the colorway, and I don't want to drag too many colors all over the place. But I like having something under there. It might have been a good idea to put that down first, but I'm afraid it would have got totally covered. If I'd have done that. And we'll come back and do the topper together. But I have to let it dry now. Let me see some of those numbers better. Okay, we'll have to see after it dries if I add anything else. But for now, I think this is going to be the cover of this one. I mean, obviously, we're going to have the topper and anything else I might add later. But I'll show you guys that if I do that. I do think it's nice and grungy, though. And perfect use of those, you know, mailers. Even if you cut them, because I've cut them before and not known what to do. And I was like, oh my gosh, if you just wrap that packing paper around and glue it down, because we'll cover this either with paper or collage or something, then it closes up those sides again for you so that it's not, you know, you're not seeing the little poof, the little foam thingies in there. So anyway, I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would appreciate it. And yeah, we'll chat again soon. Love you.